Hi there, my name's Donghua. So yesterday, a friend of mine was asking me about improvement. He was just stuck. He was stuck in a rank and he just could not get out. And I asked him, well, what are some of the things that you're doing to try and improve? And he said, oh, I'm reading some guides, I'm watching some streams, and I'm watching some replays. And I said, oh, okay, that's good. Whose replays are you watching? And he said, only my own. I'm only watching my own replays. And I asked him, well, why are you only watching your own replays? And he said, well, I'm making a lot of mistakes and I want to be able to catch all of them and improve on them. A good rapper can only get better if he listens to himself rap, right? No, not really. So one of the most common ways people try to get better is by watching their own VODs. They watch their own recordings and try to identify the problems that they have and get better off of that. So many pro players watch VODs of themselves. They review games that they've played. Right after a game that they've played, they review and see what they could have done better. They look at map rotations. They look at how they missed farm or how they could have improved on team fighting somehow. But as an average player, you really shouldn't be looking at your own VODs to try and improve. The only time you should really be looking at your own VODs is like if you just want to go back and look at a certain moment. If you want to look at one specific moment of a game and see what happened there, or you didn't understand something. If the opponent did something that you can't quite comprehend and you want to find out exactly how they did it, well, that's a fantastic reason to look at one of your own VODs. However, looking at your own replays for improvement is not a really efficient way to improve. And the main reason is because most players make what I call ghost mistakes. If you want to be in a higher rank, if you want to improve, the only thing that you have to do is make less mistakes. The less mistakes you make, the higher rank you're going to be. The main problem that people have is they can't identify their own mistakes. Players don't realize that they're making mistakes even though that they're making them, and that's why they're called ghost mistakes. They just can't see them. There are some mistakes that are extremely obvious, like, oh, I got caught out, I missed a skill shot, I shouldn't have taken that 1v1. They're very, very black and white mistakes. However, in an average game, there will be hundreds and hundreds of good opportunities to get advantages that normal players don't take. And every time you don't take an opportunity, that is a mistake. And if you can't recognize these opportunities, you can't recognize these mistakes. So let me give you an example. So this is a replay of G2 Trix playing Echo. I showed this to my friend and I asked him what would he do here as the Echo player. And he said, well, he's almost out of mana and Poppy's still full mana. So I think I would just continue farming, I'd shove the wave and then go back to base. If he was watching a replay of his own game, that's exactly what he would do. And he would think to himself, oh yeah, that's the correct decision because, I'm low on mana and, Poppy's still full mana, so I should just shove the wave and go back. That is the right decision. But here's what Trix does. Trix just all-ins, and he knows exactly how much damage his champion is going to do. And he all-ins, and he gets the close 1v1, and he kills the Poppy. The difference between the regular players and the pro players is that they know the limits of their champion. They know exactly how much damage their champion is going to do. So if you don't know these things, you don't know that you're missing out on opportunities like free kills, just like this one. So if we continue playing this out, Hecarim comes in for a gank. Now I paused the video right here and asked my friend what he would do. And he said, oh, I would dash back with my E as Hecarim was hitting me with his charge, so I'd be out of range of his Q. And I asked, and then what? And then he said, I'd go back to base. And that is a pretty reasonable decision, right? And that's partially what Trick does. Trick uses his E, Hecarim knocks him back, but he's not in range of Q anymore, so he has to go back because he's got nothing left. Now, a normal player at this point would say, yeah, I'll just go back to base. I got no mana, I got no HP, it's 1 Q will kill me, so just fuck this, I'm out. But Trick knows the limits of this champion. He knows how much damage he can take. So he goes back in with E, but stays out of range of Hecarim's Q. He walks slightly back, and once that second tower shot hits him, he flashes back in and takes the kill. If my friend was just watching a VOD of himself doing this, then he would just be thinking, oh, good job, me. I dodged the Hecarim Q. I survived. Good job. But watching someone like Trix play Echo shows you the full potential of this champion, shows you the full limits of how far you can take this guy. Pros watch replays of themselves and of other pros because there aren't any other people better than them, right? The pros are the top of the ladder. But if you're an average player, watching the VOD of a pro will teach you way more than watching your own replays. It's sort of like talking to girls. If someone is really bad at talking to women, would you make them watch a replay of themselves talking to women? I mean, they can see the obvious mistakes that they're making, but they can't see all the awkwardness that they're excreting, you know? They can't identify their own mistakes. And you might ask, well, Dong, how do I talk to women? And my answer to that would be, I don't know. I don't talk to women. I don't speak to their kind. Anyway, that's why you should watch pro replays instead of your own.